It's each. Mr. Brock, you'll lead things off for us today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you to all the witnesses for your attendance today and your previous attendance at numerous committees. What we are talking about today, at least from my perspective, is the ongoing examination, prosecution of the ArriveCAN scandal. It clearly exposed the failures of Canada's broken procurement system and the fraudulent misuse of hard-earned taxpayer funds. One consistent response I get from Canadians from coast to coast is they're demanding accountability, they're demanding consequences, and they're demanding recovery. So it is those two latter points, consequences and recovery, which will be the focus of my first round of questions. Ms. Reza, Deputy Minister Reza, you've appeared numerous times at this committee and also government operations. A question was put to you when you appeared last June at government operations with respect to the total cases of contracting fraud that had been referred to lawful authorities, particularly the RCMP. I have your response to that particular question, and you said, "We have previously referred many fraudulent overbilling cases from 2022, 2023, 2024 to the RCMP, but it was devoid of details." So I'm asking you if you could explain what you meant about we have previously referred many cases. What does that mean? Can you give me a number, please?
I certainly will. And I want to give you, thank you very much for your question, Mr. Chair, a baseline. The procurement system in the Government of Canada, both at PSBC and more broadly, does about 400,000 procurement transactions. So those are contracts and contracts amendments. Since 2022, under the auspices of PSPC, we've started to use data analytical and mining approaches to be able to look at contracting data. Since that time, and I think that we'll have to break it into two, at that time when I indicated the ones that had been referred, it was 4 cases that had been referred. That was from 2022. We provided in camera to OGO the names that were referred to RCMP.
Okay.
Since that time, there's been 3 further referrals in October to the RCMP for similar overbilling to the Government of Canada.
Okay, so that's 7 in total?
That is correct.
Okay, and that's for the year 2024, or does that include that years from 2022 to 2024?
It includes everything that we found since 2022. We're constantly looking, but this is what's been found to date.
All right. You gave us the names. There was a little bit of pushback, I believe, particularly from Ms. Poulin. There was some pushback. Eventually, you gave us the names. I would like the names then of those additional 4 referrals. If you have that information now, please share. If you need to table it at a later date, I'll allow you to do that. Is that something that you're prepared to do?
Absolutely. When it was asked last time, we provided it within 21 days. We will provide it in the same format to this committee.
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm also mindful of the fact that Minister Duclos, in late spring, in addition to Minister Anand, was quite concerned about the level of contracting fraud with subcontractors and indicated that the initial 3 was simply the first wave of suspected fraudulent billing. He did indicate very clearly that there would be additional waves. So do I take that to mean the 4 additional referrals represent that additional wave?
That is my high-level understanding. We can get some details from Mme. Poulin.
Thank you for the question. So the referral that has been made in October are 3. So there's 3 new cases, and this represents the second wave of fraudulent billing cases.
And will there be further waves? Are you still examining in fine detail from top to bottom any other potential criminality, particularly in contracting?
So let me start by answering this. It's going to be something that is evergreen, ongoing. So we look for the best ways to inform Canadians and parliamentarians on it, but to think that it's one wave after another, as I indicated, we do 400,000 procurement transactions a year. We've started to really review it using data analytics. We have, since 2022, now found a total of 7 cases. We can talk about restitutions. It would be inconceivable to me not to think that we are going to continue to do this type of work and continue to uncover overbilling.
Okay. So dovetailing on the Auditor General's report, which provided some detailed examples of potential criminality, in my respective opinion, about certain contractors, GC Strategies, Government of Canada Strategies being one of them, Christian Firth, completely under RCMP investigation. In fact, it had his home raided the night before he was to testify at the bar of the House of Commons. He's definitely looking at fraudulent charges. So the question of recovery, there was a motion that was passed in the House towards the latter end of the last session, which demanded that the government provide details as to what steps they were taking for recovery. I have since asked a number of ministers through a very number of mediums as to what steps they're taking to recover, and I never get a clear answer, no answer at all. So, Ms. Reza, what instructions have you been given by Minister Duclos or any other minister or the Prime Minister or the PMO's office in terms of recovery efforts?
In terms of recovery efforts, we have made the commitment to the minister to look at how we can recover the funds that were spent on the contract. We have written to GC Strategies and other companies, as it relates to ArriveCAN, to put them on notice that we're reviewing it and working with CBSA. CBSA is the client in this. We're helping them go through invoices. We're helping them to look at whether there was overbilling or fraud. Let me pause here. Est-ce que tu as quelque chose à rajouter?
No, I think the answer is completed. So each client department is responsible to recover the funds if they think they have been fraudulently overbilled or if they haven't received the service for which they pay for.
Thank you. That is the time, Mr.